everyone. Welcome to the Flourish 5. This is where you spend 5 minutes with us to get to know and love Black-owned brands here on Flourish. And with me now is Brittany, the founder of RVL Wellness Co. Welcome, Brittany.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, your product is so fresh. It's so creative, and it serves so many purposes. So let's just talk about, why puzzles, jigsaw puzzles. We know candles, and there's so many things in the wellness space, but you chose puzzles to get us to have an elevated wellness experience. Tell us the story behind why.
Yes. So basically in 2020, I decided to change careers and I was offered an opportunity to work in the tech space. And I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. It was a very volatile work environment, super stressful, nonstop. And I found myself just being super consumed with work and with just surviving. On top of that, the pandemic had just started and I had been working from home at the very start of it. So new job, I had moved to a new state and pandemic. So I was not doing well. And so throughout my time at that job, eventually I was able to kind of figure things out and I was able to pull myself out of, a really dark place that I was in, but I was still struggling with just getting back to myself and really finding ways to find joy. So I started researching, what are people doing now that we have this pandemic? What are they doing to kind of just have things to do since we're all stuck at home? And jigsaw puzzles popped up on the list. It was like a list of 30 things. But when I saw jigsaw puzzles, I instantly was taken back to my childhood where I used to do puzzles with my grandmother. So, thinking of this and remembering, how much fun I had with her. And also this is something that she still does to this day. It's literally the first thing I think of when I think of my grandma. She even has her whole puzzle room in her house where she will do puzzles and hang them up. So it's very much a part of my family. But I hadn't done them since I was a kid. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just give it a try. I remember having a good time when I was younger. Let me just see how it feels now. And when I was searching for them, I was having a really hard time finding puzzles that inspired me or had imagery that looked like me or anything that I could relate to. And on top of that, I was having a hard time finding imagery that I would want to hang up when I was done. Because that was also something that my grandmother taught me. She showed me how to, glue the puzzles down, frame them, and then hang them up as artwork. So, that was something that just never left me. And being a homeowner, I knew that I would want to be able to use the puzzles when I was done as not only artwork, but also just something that reminded me of what I accomplished. So, that's all kind of what sparked the idea of creating my own line of puzzles. And also something else. So when I finally did order some puzzles, the piece counts were so large. Most puzzles come in either 500 or 1,000 pieces. And so the first puzzle I had ordered was 500 pieces. And I said to myself, oh, I can do that. I just had this feeling of I did it as a kid, I can do it now. It was not that simple. It definitely sparked more anxiety and stress within me when I first started to do it. But I was just very determined and I said, you know what, I can figure this out. And so what I realized is it really forced me to focus on just this one thing that was in front of me and nothing else. So when I was struggling with, breaking away from work, being able to clock out and leave work at work, going to do a puzzle was super helpful and helping me to relax, helping me to, de-stress, detach, and just, focus on this one thing. So when I created my business, my main mission was to be able to offer more accessible piece counts. So that way people wouldn't be afraid to start because they see so many pieces and they think I don't have enough time or, I don't have the skill set. So it's really an entryway to get people to just try something new and see what it has to offer.
Oh my goodness. And as you talk, I'm thinking about this puzzle I got my 6-year-old son during the pandemic. Oh, he'll love this. And when I tell you that's still in the closet right now, it's huge. It's where are we going to put this? Where is he going to work with this? What space where a 2-year-old girl, his sister won't mess up. So I appreciate you thinking about something that's smaller, more accessible. And so let's start seeing your puzzles. Because what's so special about you is the designs, the art behind it. They're so beautiful.
Thank you so much. So I work with all Black female artists. I really wanted to create something that was for us, by us. I feel like as Black women, our experience in this world is different than anyone else's. And so I was really intentional about picking artwork that I felt spoke to our experience and that would help uplift us or just make us feel seen in some sort of way. So this one right here, this is the 48-piece brunch puzzle by an artist named Amina Dancer. You can actually see the 120-piece frame version behind me there. So this is one. And then one of my favorites, this is the Protect Your Peace puzzle. This is 120 pieces by an artist named Deneen Cheeseman. She actually created a collection specifically for RVL Wellness Co. of 3 pieces, and it's called In the Name of Self-Care. And I just love them because I feel like each one speaks to me in a different part of my life. You know, the first one being, you know, just imagining myself relaxing somewhere in the mountains by myself, just really taking care of myself with beautiful scenery, you know, my wine, and just, you know, detaching from the world. Then, you know, Soul Sisterhood, it's literally just a vacation vibes with my girls. Like, we're on a beach somewhere looking cute, drinking, you know, our free drinks on our on the resort. And
it's on free.
Right, exactly. And then the final one, Love Yours. Like, this one just makes me think of going on vacation somewhere with my husband and just, you know, enjoying our time. So really just speaks to so many different pieces of my life. And then finally, we have the Safari puzzle. This is by an artist named Ty Giles. This is the largest piece count, 300 pieces. And so each of them is they all work really well depending on, you know, your lifestyle. So for example, if you just want to do like a quick pick me up, like maybe on your lunch break, like the 48-piece puzzle is so small, you can literally carry this in your purse, in your car, have it on your desk. I've seen people kind of put them in little cute glass jars that they leave around, and like let people use them in their home as decoration or like an activity when your friends come over.
Yeah.
The 120-piece puzzles work really well if you're trying to have like a group activity. So like I'll host like puzzle and sip events, and we'll all work on like a 120-piece puzzle. It's something that will maybe take you like an hour to 2 hours, depending on how focused you are and what your skill set is.
Yes.
And then the 300-piece puzzle is really for those who either want a challenge or who are more experienced with puzzling and just kind of want something to do that like speaks to them with the artwork.
Well, listen, we are so glad that you are now on Flourish and that more people have access to this elevated wellness experience. I want to officially welcome you and your beautiful puzzles to Flourish.
Thank you.
You stay on your road, man. You stay on your path. Eventually, things will begin to flourish for you.
Flourishing.
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 Flourishing and doing well.